my take. Like, yes, there is a place for our logical, reasoning, analytical minds, for sure. But as you beautifully stated, people think that anxiety and depression are mental things, and they're not. They live in your body. They don't live in your mind. Now, is your mind thinking thoughts in response to what you're feeling? Yes. Like, that is true. So if you have, like for me, the feeling of anxiety it's like a knot in my throat, kind of goes down, and I feel like heart palpitations, heart flutters, and then it ends at my solar plexus, and it feels like this hot, nauseating ball. Like that's what anxiety feels like for me. And I'm sure you've come across this too, Kat, in your work. Just being able to describe, this is what anxiety feels like for me, is huge.
100%.
Like, people do not understand that being able to feel what is present in the body and give it language, not to fix it, not to make it go away, not to diagnose it, but just to simply say, this is what's happening in my body right now, and this is what it feels like. That's huge. And that is where I start with every single one of my clients and students, is like, we have to learn to listen to the body. And to do that, we have to feel.
Yeah.
The language of our body is feeling and sensation. And when we are disconnected and walking around in our heads all the time, then we think anxiety is a mental illness. We think depression is a mental illness. Yeah. But actually, the mental part is all the stories that you're telling yourself about the sensation that's happening in your body, whether you're aware of that sensation or not consciously. Mm-hmm. Most people are not consciously aware. They have the feelings, but they're so absorbed in the story about the feelings, and that's what they think mental illness is. Yeah. It's not. And so being able to be like, okay, I can be present with whatever is happening in my body right now, even if it's really uncomfortable, because as long as you're present with it, then you're not unconsciously reacting to it. Yeah. And the unconscious reaction is like our parents' unconscious reactions on us is where childhood trauma comes from. Our teachers' unconscious reactions on us is where childhood trauma comes from. And so whenever we have those same unconscious reactions to whatever's going on in our bodies, then we're inflicting hurt and harm on others. And this is how like the trauma cycle gets perpetuated.